our part early, like in the first half, get stops, run, score, and stuff like that. It puts you in a better position, obviously, at the end of the game.
What stands out? Shooting, I think we had like 4 for 22. Do you think you guys were getting the shots, especially the first half, and just not making them?
Oh yeah, I think we had a lot of open great looks. I think Jackson had some. I think Kirby had about 2. I know Jordan had 2 or 3. So like, it's basketball sometimes, but at the end of the day, we gotta play defense. If you guard and you run, that's what got us back in the game in the first place. So we just didn't do that first half. I wouldn't say it was a good one. So I think our defense was worth
What's your thought on how Jordan played in that second half in particular? And he had some big buckets and had some defensive stops.
He was definitely a spark off the bench. And I think he had a big time steal, which led to a bucket or some free throws. He had a big time rebound. He had some offensive rebounds, and he just made some big time plays. Definitely down that stretch in that second half, which was needed. Like we needed, some big plays, somebody to step up and do something in that time we were down. And he made some big plays. We just could never get over that hump to push the lead or extend the lead.
When the Muslim hold happened, and you guys were fighting back, and then all of a sudden all that craziness happened. What does that do to you mentally? And all of a sudden you're down by a whole bunch.
That's definitely a big play. But at the same time, that's something that we gotta control. We can't make those mistakes, and it happens. And, we learn. We're gonna learn definitely from it, and what not to do, which so we don't put ourselves in that position. So that's a big change though. They end up, I think, scoring 2 points off the free throws, and they scored, I think, another. I think it was an and 1 off the baseline.
He had 5
so
in his own.
that's a 5-point swing in a matter of 5 seconds. So that's definitely a huge play. But we just will learn from it and keep getting better.
Jim, what can you say about Jordan's? It seems like this whole season his thing's kind of been a tip ball, saving a ball out of bounds. This like little plays that turn into big plays that you mentioned. What's it like to see from a freshman that kind of just can fill in the gaps sometimes? I guess even if they're not notable, plays on paper. If you get what I'm saying.
Huge. Just fact, sometimes he's out there confused, sometimes he's lost, but that's part of being a freshman. Like you're not gonna be perfect or know what you're doing every time. That comes with experience, a lot of games played and just understanding, basketball the more you play college. So he still makes some mistakes, but his effort plays and his big time rebounds and steals, kind of make up for it. And that's definitely something and somebody you always need on your squad. So just grateful that we have him, and he comes up with loose balls and saves and out of bounds and stuff like that, which is always big for us.
What's your big takeaway from this game?
That we definitely need to start fast. And obviously that's easy to say, but that's something that matters. It's different from crawling back and having to use more energy and fight compared to maybe getting out on a big lead and now you're up top and you're controlling the game, and now it feel like every shot they hit it hurts. So just understanding that a couple plays, a couple turnovers, a couple rebounds can win and lose you that game.
How close do you guys feel right now? Because all 3 losses this season have been games where you've been right there until the final minutes against quality opponents. I guess, how close do you feel to getting over that hump and finishing off these games against quality teams?
I think this is definitely something that you kind of have to learn, grow through. I'll use it. Last year, we won a lot of close games. I'll say we found a way to get that. So now I'll definitely say we had a couple of close games we won obviously this year and whatnot, but just understanding that all of our losses have been 1 or 2 possessions that didn't go our way, and it just shows this is how March will be. A loose ball, a free throw cutout, an offensive rebound can lose you a game, and your season can be over. So just understanding that now every play matters. This is winning and losing time, and when you get around that last 8 minutes, you almost got to try to be perfect.